look, today we have us a video by Specular FNAF. This is what if Spider-Man worked at Freddy Fazbear's.
I would never work there, by the way. Why would I work there?
Could you let me?
Can you let me finish?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Let me introduce you.
Okay, yeah.
With Spider-Man.
I have a secret to tell you guys. I'm actually Tinky John.
Tinky? Oh my God! Who would have guessed it? Oh my God!
Can't tell anybody that I'm Spider-Man.
All right, for sure. I won't tell anyone.
If you tell anyone, I will come for you and kill you.
Hold on one second. Yo, did you know Tinky?
Hey! Let's just start this frickin' video, dude.
Alright, let's get it.
Most people think fighting a guy named Green Goblin is the weirdest thing a kid from Queens can do on a Tuesday night. Most people are wrong. Peter Parker has fought supervillains, dodged pumpkin bombs, and gotten yelled at by cops.
Yep.
And none of it prepared him for a 6-foot animatronic bear trying to shove him into a mechanical suit at 3 a.m. Tonight, a broke, exhausted Peter Parker puts on the security uniform at Freddy Fazbear's, sits down in the chair, and locks.
How much do you think this would pay? How much would you do the job for? For
8
one
hours
night.
a day.
Just for one night.
One night?
One night. But it's the worst night. It's the night where everyone's active.
I need like, I don't even know, like.
Remember, you could die.
I need a couple million. I ain't gonna lie. That's
Okay,
egregious.
If
like,
I die, give everybody I love and hold dear $1 million. If I live, give me like 5 mil.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
That's a good, you know what I'm saying? So somebody getting some money regardless.
Yep. All right.
I like that.
Let's go.
A broke, exhausted Peter Parker puts on the security uniform at Freddy Fazbear's, sits down in the chair, and locks the doors. His spider sense can't tell him what's wrong. His genius can't explain what the cameras keep showing. And somewhere in the dark, the purple guy is about to realize he isn't the most dangerous thing in the building. To understand how Spider-Man ends up sitting in a rundown pizzeria in the middle of the night, you have to understand Peter Parker's real superpower: financial desperation. It's the winter of 1993.
That is
Peter
not
Parker
his
is broke,
superpower.
2 months behind on rent, and Aunt May's medical bills aren't stopping. Which is why a superhero ends up taking a cash job that pays $120 a week to babysit animatronic.
A week?
120. Yeah, get the
I
fuck
thought
outta
he was
here.
gonna say 120 an hour. 120
hour.
a week?
Oh,
Dude, that's
boy.
less than minimum wage.
Less than
You're not paying any medical bills with that shit, Peter Parker.
a medical bill. That's
you
gonna handle your transportation from work to the job.
You get
like
more
you just
money
go in there
working
for
for
fun.
Jameson.
Literally.
Holy shit.
You probably get more
fine-
money panhandling for real.
Yeah, dude.
Ends up taking a cash job that pays $120 a week to babysit animatronics. The actual find is exactly as dignified as it sounds. A diner, a stale bagel, a classified section. Buried at the bottom of the page, right next to an ad for a used lawnmower, is a small black and white square. Help wanted. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Family pizzeria looking for a security guard to work the night shift. 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monitor cameras. Ensure safety of equipment and animatronic characters. $120 a week. To apply, call 1-800-FAZ-FAZBEAR. $120 a week is a joke, below minimum wage, but it's a cash job that pays at the end of the week. It's a night shift. He can sit in an empty restaurant, get some studying done, maybe take a quick nap, and still have his evenings free to stop muggers in Manhattan. It sounds like the easiest job in the world. He calls the number. A manager with a tired, nervous voice hires him immediately over the phone. There's no background check or reference. The guy just sounds desperate to fill the slot. Show up by 11:45 p.m. on Monday night. Grab the uniform from the locker room. Lock the doors behind you. Monday night, Peter takes the subway out to a dingy, dying commercial district. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza sits at the end of an empty strip mall. The neon sign is flickering. Half the letters are burned out, so it just reads, Freddy Fatters. He walks past the dining area,
Freddy
table
Fatter.
covered in cheap party hats. At the front of the room sits the show stage.
Genuinely speaking,
Yes.
what if you just lock this place up? Don't have anybody come watch it. Just
Yeah,
lock
like
the
how are
place
they
up
gonna
where
know?
can't-
How are they gonna know?
Yeah. Like, just lock the place up.
Literally, how
Don't
would
let
he?
none of the...
Because
like-
my thought process is like, okay, if there's a crime happening, Spider-Man could just go do it and then come back if you
Come
really-
back, yeah.
It's kinda-
As long as the animatronics don't get out, you're chilling.
it's kind of
They can destroy the place inside. It's closed down.
Yeah, it's not the smartest thing ever.
Past the
Yeah.
dining area, table covered in cheap party hats. At the front of the room sits the show stage. 3 massive animatronics standing completely still in the dark. Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. They look heavy, outdated, and creepy. Their jaw hinges are slightly open, exposing the metal endoskeleton teeth beneath the fur. Peter's spider sense gives a faint, dull throb at the base of his skull. It isn't a sharp warning, like when someone points a gun at him. It's a low hum. The feeling you get when you step into a room and realize that you're being watched. He shakes it off, assuming it's just a creepy atmosphere. He walks down the long, checkered hallway and finds the security office. It's cramped and dusty. There's a desk, a fan, and a bunch of crumpled paper, as well as a
Did you know that Joss Hutcherson, this man right here, he actually did audition for Spider-Man instead of Tom Holland?
Really?
He almost got the role.
Huh.
Yeah, there's like audition. You can find his audition tapes of him auditioning for Spider-Man. It's not bad. Not my Tom Holland's my choice, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I
finds
can
the
see
security
it, though.
office.
Yeah,
It's
I
cramped
can
and
see it.
dusty. There's a desk, a fan, and a bunch of crumpled paper, as well as a small CRT monitor
know what
connected
it
to the
is?
camera system.
What?
There's
I
2
think
doors.
he'd probably make a good Peter Parker, not a good Spider-Man. Though.
Yeah, I see a better I see a good Peter Parker, not Spider-Man. That's why Tom's my goat. He's the best of both
both.
worlds.
Yes,
A fan, and a bunch of crumpled paper, as well as a small CRT monitor connected to the camera system. There's 2 doors on either side of the office, equipped with heavy steel blast doors and lights. Peter sits down in the leather chair. He pulls his Spider-Man mask out of his backpack and stuffs it into his jacket pocket, just in case. The clock on the wall ticks over to midnight. The phone on the desk suddenly starts ringing. Peter picks up the receiver. It's a pre-recorded message.
Hello? Hello?
Record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night.
Peter leans back into the chair, spinning a pen between his fingers. He listens to the man on the tape, the guy everyone calls Phone Guy, explain the company greeting. But then, the message takes a very weird, very dark turn. The guy on the
Literally
phone
Peter
starts
Parker.
talking about the animatronics.
I'm literally Peter Parker, dude. Like, holy shit. Like, bro, look, I'm leaning back in my chair. Like, oh my god, bro. Literally, like.
Are you dead ass? Like you? That's
What?
you.
What? Dude, look.
Tinky.
I'm literally Peter Parker.
Tinky.
Hello?
We talked about. Did you take your medicine today? I thought we talked about this. No. Do you need to take 5 to go get it? Okay.
Okay. I took
All
it.
right. Say ah. Let me make sure. Say ah.
Ah! Ah!
All right. Just making sure.
Okay, sorry.
Greeting. But then, the message takes a very weird, very dark turn. The guy on the phone starts talking about the animatronics wandering around at night. He mentions that their servo motors will lock up if they stay turned off for too long. He casually brings up the bite of 87, mentioning that
The
a human
bite of
being can actually
87.
live without their frontal lobe. Peter stops spinning the pen. He sits
Bro.
straight up. Wait, what? Then the phone guy drops the real problem. If the animatronics see Peter after hours, they won't recognize him as a person. They'll think he's a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. And since that's against the rules at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll forcefully stuff him inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. A suit filled with crossbeams,
Yeah,
wires,
fucking
and
right.
spring locks.
The only parts of you that would like to
Peter is demolishing these freaking animatronics. Ripping these shits apart
Literally.
with his bare hands.
Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. Alright, good night.
The tape clicks off. The office is dead silent, except for the buzzing of the desk fan. Peter stares at the phone. Okay. He mutters to himself. So the giant mechanical animals are going to try to murder me for 120 bucks a week. Apparently need to talk to Jameson about a raise. He pulls the camera monitor up. He checks the show stage. Freddy and Chico are still standing there. Bonnie is gone. Peter's heart beats a little faster. He flips through the cameras. He finds Bonnie in the backstage area, standing uncomfortably close to the camera lens, staring directly into the red recording light. The robot's eyes are completely black, with tiny white dots glowing in the center. That's not a glitch, Peter whispers. Servo motors locking up doesn't explain predatory movement. They're hunting. He checks the power meter on the desk. 85% power left. It's barely 1 a.m. Keeping the doors closed drains the building's limited battery. If he runs out of power, the doors open. The lights go out, and he's dead meat. At 2:30 a.m., Peter's spider sense flares sharply. The warning is coming from his left. He doesn't check the camera. He just hits the light button by the left door. Bonnie the bunny is standing right outside the window,
Oh,
looking
nah.
in. The massive robot is over 6
Hold
feet
on,
tall.
hold
It's
on.
purple.
That's a cheat code. You don't even have to check cameras at that point.
No, you don't. And one thing about
Spidey sense
Spider-Man
just
is
tells
that,
you where
like,
it's at.
his like senses and everything, like everything about him is like dialed up like crazy. He can see in the dark, like just fine.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
eyes
he'd
like
be fine.
adjust to it. Like he can see in the dark. He doesn't even need the lights.
Yeah, he'd be perfectly fine.
Spider-Man
I
is
don't even
actually the
think- yeah.
perfect candidate for this job, and if he wanted to, he could manhandle all of those fucking animatronics. Literally
Yeah,
just
just
rip
web
them
them
apart.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, or web them. Yeah, web them down.
Web
like,
them, rip
they're
them
not
apart.
getting up.
He's defeated much stronger opponents with less
Y'all are
effort. So,
baby food.
yeah, genuine baby food.
Bonnie the bunny is standing right outside the window, looking in. The massive robot is over 6 feet tall. Its purple fur matted and dirty. A normal guard would panic and slam the door button, draining precious power. But Peter Parker doesn't do that. Peter walks right up to the open doorway. He looks Bonnie up and down. The robot twitches, its jaw snapping open and closed, preparing to lunge into the office to grab him. You know, purple really isn't your color, Peter says. Bonnie lunges forward. Peter moves faster than humanly possible.
Yup.
He sidesteps the metal arm. He raises his wrists and fires 2 thick concentrated streams of web fluid directly into Bonnie's knee joints. The robot tries to step forward, but the webbing hardens instantly into a substance stronger than steel. Bonnie's servos whine and grind loudly as the machine locks up in the doorway. It thrashes its upper body, reaching for Peter, but its legs are bolted to the floor. Peter walks around the struggling robot, examining the joints. Interesting, he says, rubbing his chin. You're running on hydraulic actuators, but the fluid pressure is wrong for a machine built in the 70s. And the way you moved, it wasn't pre-programmed, it was reactive. He shoots another web, sticking Bonnie's arm to its torso. The robot is immobilized. Peter doesn't use the steel doors at all. He saves his power. He spends the rest of the night reading a chemistry textbook while Bonnie angrily twitches in the doorway. When 6 a.m.
Bonnie's
hits,
just
a
mad
chime
as
rings
hell
through the
just
building.
in the
The
doorway.
animatronics are programmed to return to their
Literally.
daytime positions. Bonnie's glowing eyes flicker, and the robot stops struggling. Peter grabs a bottle of industrial solvent from the supply closet, dissolving the webbing, and watches the robot slowly shamble back to the show stage. Peter clocks out. He survived night 1, but he knows that something is deeply wrong with this place. Night 2 starts entirely differently. Peter doesn't just sit in the office. He knows the power grid is a joke. Fazbear Entertainment is running the entire building on a cheap generator to save money, but Peter is a mechanical genius. Before midnight hits, he grabs his tool belt, climbs into the ceiling tiles, and bypasses the main breaker. He reroutes power from the neighboring abandoned storefront's grid directly into the pizzeria. It works, mostly. When the clock strikes midnight, Peter sits in his chair with the full 100% power supply that isn't draining, but the bypass killed 2 of his camera feeds. Pirate Cove and the backstage area are both dead on the monitor, just
Okay.
static. He has infinite power now,
Still
2
doesn't
blind
need
spots
it
that he can't close.
because he
Take
can
that,
fucking-
corporate cheapskates, he mutters.
Literally.
Then he looks at the
Sense.
static on the Pirate Cove feed,
And it seems as though he's not even fucking scared one bit. Like he's just.
Yeah,
He's
this
like-
is easy.
he's
This
like-
is
He
baby
saw Bonnie. He
food.
was just like, huh. Like, what the fuck? Like you're reacting to me. Bonnie lunges. He's like, hold on, hey, chill.
Relax.
Huh, huh. And Bonnie's like, And he was like, what are you doing?
It's just too easy. This
This is
is
way too
honestly,
easy.
this is. We might have to find a weaker superhero. Like this is.
We might like, dude. We need fucking. I don't even know. Like who? What? Moon Knight? No, Moon Knight would tear these things apart too.
Oh yeah, Moon Knight would tear these
What
shits up.
superhero could we do that would?
Scarlet Witch would just shoot the. I mean, not Scarlet Witch. Black
Widow?
Widow would just shoot the shit out of them. So it's like.
Think about it like this: Black Widow fought the robots that Ultron made with ease.
Yeah, with
She's-
ease. So
this is-
y'all are
FNAF
baby
is
food,
genuine
like-
baby food to any superhero.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Close. Take that,
Holy
corporate
baby
cheapskates, he mutters. Then he looks at the static on the Pirate Cove feed and stops smiling. Okay, half take that. He listens to the second phone call. The phone guy mentions checking the curtains in Pirate Cove. He talks about Foxy, the animatronic that isn't allowed out during the day. Peter pulls up the Pirate Cove camera. Static. He can't see anything. His spider sense gives him a slow, steady pulse. Foxy isn't like the others. Whatever is behind that curtain, it's been watching the hallway since he got here, and now he has no way to see it coming. At 3 a.m., his spider sense doesn't pulse anymore. It spikes. Peter switches to the West Hall camera. He sees it. A tall, withered fox animatronic sprinting down the hallway, not walking in a robotic shamble, running at full sprint. Its metal feet slamming against the checkered floor tiles. In the game, you have exactly 3 seconds to slam the left door before Foxy enters the office and kills you. Peter doesn't touch the door. He stands up, walks out of the office, and steps directly into the West Hall. Foxy comes barreling out of the
my God,
darkness,
bro
jaw
is-
unhinged, screeching a horrible
stood out
metallic
there
noise.
ready.
The robot weighs at least 400 pounds and is moving at 20 miles per hour. It's a mechanical death trap. Peter bends his knees, waits for the exact second, and jumps. He leaps entirely over Foxy's head, doing a perfect backflip in the narrow hallway. While he's upside down in midair, Peter fires a wide web net directly at Foxy's feet. The heavy animatronic hits the webbing. Its momentum carries it forward, but its feet are locked. Foxy faceplants into the floor tiles of the massive crash. Metal parts scrape across the linoleum, sparks flying from its exposed endoskeleton joints. Foxy slides to a halt right at the entrance of the office, tangled in the web net. The robot thrashes, its hook violently slashing at the floor, but it can't get up. Peter lands on his feet behind the robot. He walks up to the struggling fox and crouches crouches down. He doesn't feel fear. He feels immense curiosity. You're not running on standard AI, Peter whispers, pulling a small flashlight from his belt. He shines it into Foxy's exposed chest cavity. He expects to see wires, motherboards, and battery packs. He sees those things, but he also sees something else. Tucked deep inside the metal ribs, dried into the crevices of the servos, are dark brownish red stains.
Oh.
Peter is a superhero.
Yep,
he
the
knows
blood
exactly what
stains,
dried
yep.
blood looks like. He leans closer.
Shit.
The smell of copper hits him again, much stronger this time. It isn't old pizza. It's biological. The
Yep.
kind of contamination you get when organic matter has been sealed
His
inside a metal
senses, remember, his senses are dialed up to
Senses are
fucking
heightened.
11. He can smell that
Yep.
shit.
an old pizza. It's biological. The kind of contamination you get when organic matter has been sealed
Damn.
inside a metal
So
cavity
at
for
this
years.
point, not only will he be able to solo these, honestly, in 1v6 he's washing, but he's also probably going to solve the whole mystery his damn self.
Yep.
Just like that.
He's gonna solve
He
it.
can probably
Peter
solve
doesn't
the
have-
whole thing night 2.
Yes, he's probably
The
gonna
kind
get it
of
done right now.
contamination you get when organic matter has been sealed inside a metal cavity for years. Peter doesn't have an explanation for it, not yet, but his spider sense is still buzzing, quietly, like a frequency he can't quite tune out. Something happened to these machines. Something that has nothing to do with the
I gotta say this: the spider sense is such a fire ass power.
It is.
Like, are you kidding me? You just have like, your body just knows that danger is like whenever is around.
It's coming, yeah.
It's so fire.
quietly, like a frequency he can't quite tune out. Something happened to these machines. Something that has nothing to do with the servo motors. He just doesn't know what yet. By night 3, Peter Parker stops treating this like a bizarre security job. He treats it like a crime scene. He doesn't stay in the office at all. The animatronics don't know how to handle a target who actively hunts them back. He wears a Spider-Man suit under a security uniform, leaving the mask in his pocket. At 1 a.m., Chica the chicken moves into the kitchen. The camera in the kitchen is being disabled, audio only. Usually the guard just listens to the sounds of pots and pans crashing together in the dark. Peter walks down the east hall. He climbs straight over the wall, sticking to the ceiling like a bug. He crawls silently along the ceiling tiles, right over the dining area, entirely avoiding Bonnie, who is aimlessly wandering near the restrooms. Peter reaches a kitchen door. He hangs upside down, pushes the door open slightly, and peeks inside. Chica is standing there in the middle of the dark kitchen.
Oh.
She is massive. Her bib reads, "Let's eat," but her jaw is broken, blocked wide open in a permanent scream. She isn't just knocking pots around. She is smashing her heavy metal hands against the ovens, acting out of pure frustration. Peter uses his enhanced vision to scan the room. He notices something hidden behind a stack of old cardboard boxes in the corner, a loose floorboard. He shoots a web, grabs Chica's cupcake off a counter, and throws it across the room to distract her. The heavy chicken lumbers towards the noise. Peter drops silently from the ceiling, pulls the loose floorboard up, and finds a hidden compartment. Inside are a stack of old newspaper clippings. Peter grabs them, leaps back up to the
solve the whole
ceiling, and
mystery.
crawls back to the security office. He sits at his desk, turns on the flashlight, and reads. The headlines make his blood run cold. 5 children missing at local pizzeria. Suspect
Oh.
convicted, but bodies never
look
found.
at him
Local
figuring this
pizzeria
shit
threatened
out
with
already.
shutdown over
Literally.
sanitation complaints. Parents noticed blood and mucus around eyes and mouths of mascots. Peter pieced it together instantly. 5 kids were murdered here years ago. The police never found the bodies because the killer didn't bury them. He stuffed them inside the animatronic suits. That's why they smell, Peter whispers. That's why there's blood on the endoskeletons. They aren't robots with broken servos, they're coffins. Suddenly, the air in the office gets incredibly cold. The desk fan stutters and dies. The lights flicker. Peter's spider sense screams at max volume. It feels like ice being injected
Everybody
straight
is
into his
rubbing-
spine.
is
He
rubbing
looks up at the
towards
doorway. Freddy Fazbear is standing there. Freddy is different from the others. He doesn't move randomly. He hides in the dark, staying in the blind spots of the cameras. His eyes are pitch black, and he's playing a slow music box tune. The Toreador March echoes through the dark office. Freddy lunges. Peter doesn't use the webbing this time. He realizes that these are angry, confused, trapped children. They don't know he's Peter Parker. They just see an adult in a security uniform. The exact same kind of uniform the man who murdered them wore. Peter leaps sideways, dodging Freddy's massive hand.
What if he takes off his clothes and he's on the Spider-Man suit? He puts the mask on and the kids are like, "Oh yeah, Spider-Man!
Save
Oh,
us,
we love Spider-Man!" What if that happens? That'd be fire.
That'd be kind of lame.
Okay.
Nah, that'd be lame.
All right.
That'd be lame.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
Man who murdered them
Lame.
wore. Peter leaps sideways, dodging Freddy's
Shit on my
massive
parade, why
hands.
don't
He
you?
grabs the heavy desk and kicks it backward, hitting Freddy against the wall. The robot struggles, snapping its jaw violently. "I know what happened to you," Peter yells, holding the desk in place. "I know you're in there. I know you're hurting, but I'm not the guy who did this to you." Freddy stops struggling for a fraction of a second. The music box slows down. The black eyes stare at Peter. For a moment, Peter doesn't see a mechanical bear. He feels the distinct, sorrowful presence of a scared little boy. But the anger is too strong. The programming and the rage take over again. Freddy roars and shoves the desk away. Peter Peter shoots a thick web line, grabs a heavy steel door, and pulls it down manually, locking Freddy out in the hallway. Peter sits on the floor, breathing heavily. He can't just fight these things. Punching them won't solve anything. Webbing them up won't give them peace. He has to find the guy who did this. He gets up slowly, leans against the desk, quiet. Then, under his breath, he heard me. For a second, he stopped. Night 4 changes the rules completely. The physical threats become secondary to the psychological ones. Peter spends the first few hours of the shift digging through the manager's filing cabinets. He breaks the cheap locks with his bare hands, flipping through employment records, blueprints, anything that points to who owned the building in the 80s. 5 kids. He keeps coming back to that. 5 sets of parents who never got an answer. He isn't leaving this building until he finds one. He finds the name heavily redacted in a stack of old legal documents. William Afton, co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment,
Look at him
robotics
already
genius,
solving
the
this
man
shit.
who designed his springlock suits. As Peter
Literally.
reads the file, his vision suddenly blurs. A wave of nausea hits him. His spider sense doesn't just tingle, it burns. It warns him of a threat that isn't physical. Peter looks up. The posters on the wall have changed. Instead of normal cartoon versions of Freddy and Bonnie, they're twisted, crying faces. The words "It's me" are scrawled across the walls
Jesus.
in what looks like fresh blood. He looks at the corner of the office. Sitting slumped on the floor is a massive empty golden bear suit. Golden Freddy. The suit doesn't have an endoskeleton. It shouldn't be able to move. It shouldn't even be here. It's a pure supernatural projection. Peter stares at the golden suit. The suit's head slowly tilts up. His empty black eye sockets lock onto Peter's eyes. A high-pitched scream fills Peter's brain. It isn't coming from the room. It's happening inside his own head. Golden Freddy uses psychic, paranormal force to attack the mind directly. In the game, this instantly crashes a system and kills a guard. But Peter Parker's willpower is legendary. He has
Yep.
fought off telepathic attacks from mutants, aliens, and symbiotes. His
Yep.
mind is a steel trap. Peter falls to his knees, clutching his head. The hallucinations flood his vision. He sees flashes of a back room. He sees a man in a yellow rabbit suit holding a knife. He sees 5 terrified children crying in the dark. He feels their pain, their confusion, and their endless suffocating agony. This is what the blood in Foxy's chest cavity meant. This is what the copper spell has been trying to tell him since night 1. Get out of my head! Peter growls. He forces himself to stand up. He walks directly towards the golden hallucination. I see it, Peter says. I see what he did to you. Cassidy. Your name is Cassidy. The screaming in Peter's head stutters. The ghost is shocked. No security guard has ever fought back against a psychic assault. No adult has ever listened to them. I'm going to stop him, Peter promises, kneeling down in front of the empty suit. I promise you, I will find William Afton, and I will make him pay for what he took from you. But you have to let me work. The golden suit twitches. The empty eye sockets stare at Peter for a long time. Then the suit simply fades away into dust. The posters return to normal. The words on the wall vanish. Peter is left
Holy
alone
shit.
in the office, sweating and
Wow.
exhausted.
Is he gonna
He's
solve
found
this
the
by night
name.
6?
He knows what happened. And now he has one
Or
night left
night
to find the
5?
proof.
Oh,
William
yeah,
Afton
for
is
sure.
not a stupid man. He's a meticulous, brilliant, psychopathic serial killer. Even though he formerly left Fazbear Entertainment years ago, he still watches the old locations. He monitors the payroll. He knows they hire cheap, desperate night guards. He knows the haunted animatronics kill them. It serves his purpose perfectly. It keeps people away from the secrets hidden in the building, specifically the sealed safe room where he left his old equipment. But this week, the reports are wrong. Afton checks the company data from his private residence. The new guard, a kid named Peter Parker, hasn't died. The maintenance logs show massive anomalies. Animatronics found in the mornings, covered in an unidentifiable chemical polymer. Foxy's legs
the
glued to the
substance,
floor.
yep.
Bonnie suspended from the ceiling. Freddy's jaw webbed shut. Afton decides he has to silence the kid himself before Peter finds the safe room. It's night 5. It's pouring rain outside. Peter sits in the office, already working. He's fully bypassed the power grid, and he's currently dismantling a spare Freddy mask on the desk, trying to reverse engineer the facial recognition scanners. His spider sense spikes. It's not a ghost or an animatronic. It's a real-life human threat. Peter looks at the camera monitor, a figure walking through the dining area. Tall, wearing a purple security uniform, moving silently, avoiding the animatronics, walking with the confidence of someone who built the building. Peter watches a man walk towards the bathrooms, pull a crowbar from his jacket, and approach a section of the wall that looks solid.
He
The
does
man
not know what's about to happen. William Afton's pulling up on this kid thinking shit's sweet. Only to
Yeah.
find out that he's more baby food. He's the baby food of the baby food.
Literally.
He's gonna get
You-
pieced
you're-
up so literally. He's
Easy
gonna be
work.
like, Peter, you know too much. What? Dodge, bink, done. Instantly.
Dead. From the ceiling.
Literally,
Alright,
dude.
confess. What have you done?
This is actual
The man
baby
walked
food.
towards the bathrooms, pull a crowbar from his jacket, and approach a section of the wall that looks solid. The man wedges the crowbar into a hidden seam and forces open a concealed door. The safe room, a room completely off the camera grid. Peter sets down the mask. He thinks of Bonnie, frozen in the doorway on night 1. Foxy is eating linoleum on night 2. Freddy hears him through the rage for 1 single second on night 3. He thinks of Cassidy, fading into dust, asking him to end this. There's no battery pack to punch here, no water hose for this kind of sand, no rule in Peter Parker's rulebook that covers a man who murders children and hides their bodies in mascot costumes. costumes. But he's going to figure it out. Peter pulls his spider mask out of his pocket and pulls it over his head. Time to work. Spider-Man crawls out of the office, moving silently along the ceiling of the East Hall. He reaches the dining room. The animatronics are frozen, staring at the open door of the safe room. Even the ghosts seem terrified of the man who just walked inside.
Oh,
Spider-Man drops down and steps into the hidden room. The room is dark, damp, and smells like rust. Old arcade cabinets and spare endoskeleton parts scattered around. In the center of the room, standing next to a decaying yellow rabbit suit, is William Afton. Afton turns around. He expects to see a terrified college student in a cheap uniform. Instead, he sees a superhero in a red and blue suit standing in the doorway. "Who the hell are you supposed to be?" Afton asks. His voice is cold, and he draws a heavy hunting knife from his belt. "A new mascot?" "I'm the guy who ruins your night, William," Spider-Man says, his white lenses narrowing. "I found the clippings. I found the police reports. I know what you did to those kids." Afton laughs. It's a dry, psychopathic sound. "You're a guy in tights. You think you can stop me? I built every spring in those suits. I know every secret in this building. You can't touch me here." "You're a sad, pathetic old man who murders children because he's too cowardly to fight anyone his own size," Spider-Man replies. "And it ends tonight." Afton lunges. He's fast, and he knows how to kill. He thrusts his knife towards Spider-Man's chest. Peter simply tilts his body out of the way. He grabs Afton's wrist, applies a fraction of his superhuman strength, and squeezes. Afton's wrist bone snaps loudly. Afton screams, dropping the knife. Spider-Man doesn't punch him.
Literally.
Easy.
Whoa. That's all he did.
Relax.
Whoa.
Told that man to relax and broke his wrist.
Well,
Like,
man, if you don't... Bro could have just went like that and crushed the man's wrist.
literally.
He doesn't want to kill him. He wants him in prison. He fires a web, hitting Afton's broken arm to the wall. "It's over, William," Spider-Man says. "The police are on their way. I called them 10 minutes ago. I gave them everything." Afton panics. He knows he can't go to prison. He looks desperately around the room. His eyes land on the old spring body suit standing in the corner. The suit he used to lure the children. The suit he used to hide from the animatronics, because their programming registers it as an employee. With his free hand, Afton reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small canister of pepper spray, and sprays it directly into Spider-Man's mask lenses. Peter is temporarily blinded. He stumbles backwards, coughing. Afton uses this to his advantage.
Pepper spray?
Yo, he had to throw something in there to make Peter, like, not fully freaking wipe this.
No, man.
Pepper
There's
spray?
No
He is
pepper
literally
spray?
dodging that and being fine. He has taken an attack from Thanos before. I think he can handle a little fucking pepper spray.
Fucking
He
pepper-
rips his arms
literally.
free from the webbing, tearing his own skin, and dives towards the spring body suit.
He tore his skin off for that. Oh.
I'm sorry, William Afton just doesn't escape this. I'm like,
Yeah, there's...
this is a little bit of plot armor right
Yeah.
here.
He hastily climbs inside the hollow animatronic, shoving his arms and legs into the mechanical cavities. He pulls the yellow rabbit suit over his face. Spider-Man wipes his eyes, clearing his vision. He looks at Afton, now standing inside the rabbit suit. "You can't touch me now!" Afton laughs, his voice muffled by the thick plastic and fur. "This suit makes me invincible! It won't hurt me in this!" But Afton made a fatal mistake. Spider-Man looks up. Standing in the doorway of the safe room are the 5 ghostly glowing figures.
Oh,
the
shit.
souls of the missing children. Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, Fritz, and Cassidy. They aren't tied to the animatronics in this room. They are pure spirits, and they're staring directly at their killer. Afton looks at the ghosts. His bravado vanishes entirely. He backs up, terrified. "No! Get back! I'm one of you! You can't hurt me!" Spider-Man realizes what's about to happen. He knows the mechanics of the spring lock suits from the blueprints he read. The suits are held open by fragile, tightly wound spring locks. If they get wet, or if the user moves too fast, the locks snap, driving the metal endoskeleton directly into the wearer's body. And the roof of the safe room has been leaking rain all night. Afton takes a step backward, terrified of the ghosts, and steps directly into a puddle of rainwater dripping from the ceiling. The sound echoes through the small room like a gunshot. Afton freezes. His eyes go wide behind the mask. The spring locks in his legs give away. The heavy metal crossbeams slam into his flesh, shattering his femurs and severing his
we all know what
arteries.
happens
Afton
here,
drops
dude.
to his
All of
knees,
us know.
screaming a blood-curdling scream of pure agony. The locks in the chest and arms release. Metal rods drive through the ribs, puncturing his lungs. Blood immediately begins pouring out of the suit's joints, pooling on the floor. Afton thrashes violently, choking on his own blood, screaming for help. Spider-Man's first instinct is to save him. It's what he does. He doesn't let people die, even monsters. Peter lunges forward to try and pry the suit open, but as he reaches for the rabbit's head, the 5 glowing spirits step in front of him. Cassidy looks up at Spider-Man. She doesn't speak, but Peter hears her voice in his head. "Let it end." Peter stops. He looks at the screaming, dying monster in the suit. He looks at the ghosts of the children who suffered for years in the dark. For the first time in his superhero career, Peter Parker takes a step back. He doesn't interfere.
Now that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Now that is
He's
some
not gonna-
bullshit.
He's not gonna let
There
the ghost
is
tell him
one
what to do.
thing
He's gonna-
Spider-Man doesn't do, and he never lets people. He'll always try to
That-
save someone.
Exactly. We're not just gonna let
He is
ghosts tell me
instantly
what to do.
piecing up all these damn suits, and he's gonna try to get bro out of that. Even though
Yeah,
it's
this-
honestly at this point it's honestly impossible to get him out of that suit. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie, it's
but
impossible.
yeah.
That is some
I
bullshit.
mean, you can try. He's gonna bleed out, but you can try.
Yeah, it's some
who suffered for years in the dark. For the first time in his superhero career, Peter Parker takes a step back. He doesn't interfere. He watches as William Afton collapses onto the floor in a massive pool of blood. He screams, turning into a wet, gurgling rattle until he finally stops moving completely. The yellow rabbit lies dead on the floor. Springtrap is bored, but he will never escape this room. The 5 ghostly children look at Peter. They smile. The oppressive atmosphere in the building lifts. The spirits begin to fade away into the light, finally finding the peace they were denied for so long. By 6 a.m., the sun rises over the city. The police arrive in force. Sirens wail as dozens of squad cars surround the pizzeria. Peter already changed back into his cheap security uniform. He meets the detectives at the front door. He hands them a massive folder. Financial records, blueprints, missing children reports, and a written statement detailing everything he found. He points them to the safe room in the back. The police find Afton's mangled body inside the suit. The forensics team finally finds the DNA evidence hidden inside the core animatronics. The entire horrifying history of Fazbear Entertainment dragged out into the daylight. Within a week, the company is fully liquidated. The remaining executives are arrested for gross negligence and covering up the murders. The pizzeria is permanently shut down, condemned, and scheduled for demolition. The animatronics are dismantled and destroyed in an industrial incinerator, ensuring that nothing paranormal can ever happen with them again. The timeline of FNAF shatters. There's no Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Nope.
There's no pizzeria simulator. There's no security breach. Because when you drop a hero who actually refuses to look the other way into a horror story, the horror story ends. The tragedy is stopped.
Well, he technically did look the other way in this when he allowed him to die. But
Yeah, that is true, but like it's
I guess gotta play it out for the plot. I guess.
Yeah. Like at least he solved the mystery, you know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that is what would happen if Peter Parker / Spider-Man worked at Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria. There would be no Five Nights at Freddy's story after the first story. There's nothing.
Let's really be honest. There'd be probably no night 3, 4, or 5. Like he'd probably definitely. We're being generous here.
Why are
He'd
we
probably
acting
get
like
assaulted in 2 nights.
Why are we acting like he would just like leave and have to come back at night to solve this shit? Like he would just stay there until he solves it. He wouldn't leave and be like, go do his normal Spider-Man thing and then come back at night and be like, all right, time to keep working on that mystery. No, he would just do it.
No, literally, he'd just solve it.
Yeah, he would just like work until it gets solved. He wouldn't care about the time.
Exactly.
So yeah. Well, guys, if you guys like videos like that, if you guys like videos like this one, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Go follow and subscribe to Simba on all platforms, and subscribe to this channel. Peace.